Hopefully it's way more in focus today. And the composition is a bit bad. I don't even know. I don't know if there's like a backdrop, I guess. Between the lighting and the time of day I can do this, it's like changed. So it's hard to equate that sort of thing. I feel like the last video I did, I ragged on school a lot. It's true, I did. I'm not going to deny that. What I do want to add this vlog, is that school's not all bad. It offers you things that you need. For example, English is probably, besides history, one of the subjects I think is actually, like, it's obviously really crucial. One of the questions my teacher asks all the time for our essays is, so what? We have our final on Friday, and he's like, write this essay, blah, 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 but he's like, I want there to be an answer to so what? So he's like, what is the point of you writing this? Like, what's the point of you doing these things? And I think that's really applicable to life. Back in high school, English was definitely one of my most favorite subjects. Like, there's so many things that I can apply to my life, and I think that is so important about school. And so what I'm trying to say is, like, school offers you other things that maybe you never thought of. I don't know how to explain it, but it was just really interesting. And I wrote it down on my notebook. I was like, make a vlog about what it means for so what. And I thought that was really cool that, like, we have a purpose behind this. So, like, what is the purpose of this paper? What is the purpose of this intent? Having that be said in a class and then applying that to life is what I think personally school is all about. Like the last video, I ragged on school a lot, and I really did. I'm not apologizing. There was more to add to that than just my frustration. Was that whole thing out of focus? If it was, I'm really sorry. I'm tired. I'm not like brain dead. I took my biology final today, and I'm really sad because biology's over, and that was like the best class. The group of people I was with and my teacher, they were like just really cool. And I've never had like a group of friends before. I don't think I've ever really talked about my high school because it's hard to explain. It was like we were all cousins, and we literally went through everything together. And it's not like I didn't enjoy high school, like I did, but it was the fact that we went through all of these things together. Is like by the end of it, we all just kind of wanted to like tear each other's hair out. Like, I mean that in like a loving way. We were just so incredibly close. We just wanted to like kill each other. By the end of senior year, it was like, okay, who do I destroy today? I miss them, I do, but it was like it wasn't like a group of friends. It wasn't like, it's like, oh, everybody come to my house on Friday, or oh, let's go out to eat lunch. It's because we literally did that every single day. We're just this collective of people. I said, it just got to the point where I'll just like, oh, like, go away. But I love them, I do, and I miss them incredibly much. And the fact that it's Christmas break, I might be able to see them. I love that. But the thing about biology that was so cool is that, what was cool is that it wasn't that, like, it was another group of people that I had just not experienced out with before. It was like, by the time senior year rolled around, it was like, oh, it's the same 40 people. Yes, I graduated with 40 people in my class. It didn't start out that way. I feel like I didn't expect this vlog to be about Longleaf School of the Arts, but I think it might be. English at Longleaf was one of the best things that I've ever experienced in life. Like, the school, I don't know how to explain it. Like summer camp, but with homework. Like, I feel like it just was so unique. Like, I can never get that experience anywhere else. I can never, like, replay those 4 years. Like it's, so, and it sounds so bad, like, I really want to make a vlog about Longleaf, but it's so incredibly hard without making it sound crappy. And crappy meaning in, like, we had no money. Like, our art supplies consisted of, like, watercolor, paints that we had to use all 4 years, cardboard, newsprint, and like 20 brushes that just had paint in them. The choral department was just these beautiful singers, and our instrument department was like a guy with like a saxophone and like a bass. The theater department was a black box theater, and it was basically just like Doctor Who. Our building was in downtown Raleigh. If anyone has been to downtown Raleigh, it's old. All the buildings are like really kind of like tucked into each other, and it's a really cool area. We're located was right across from Moore Square, which is notably the homeless park of downtown Raleigh. Right beside us is Marvel's Kids Museum, and we're sandwiched also in between Vintage Church. To give you a map of this, at one point in time, our school building was connected to the church beside us. So there's the church, and then there's like a condemned building, rented out like the back part of it. We cleaned it up and stuff for classrooms because we needed extra space. And then Longleaf, which was basically like an L shape, and then stacked on top of each other was another like L shape. But the building was so old, its heating and air conditioning just were non-existent. It's weird now, like there's like so much culture shock being at the community college I'm at. There's heating, there's air conditioning. I can take my coat off when I enter the building. Like, it's what? Like, I've never had this luxury before. Wi-Fi and the Wi-Fi work. Long Leaf, it was an iPad school, and that's weird too, like having to print everything out for all my class. Like, why don't we have to print everything out? Why can't we just use like Notability or Desmos or like something like, and like you need a graphing calculator. I'm like, why? It's literally free on the iPad. What? And they're like, you need to buy this kind of, they're not like you need to buy this kind of, but they're like, we expect a binder for these lab manuals. I was like, if you just had it PDF file on your website, we downloaded in Notability, we could save so much money, time, and paper, and effort, and things would just be so much. See, I'm privileged in that aspect, not the fact that heating and air conditioning. Speaking of eating and air conditioning, we didn't have a cafeteria, so all of our lunch rooms were in classrooms. We had to like sign up, or we had like off-campus lunch, which was really cool because we would eat in downtown Raleigh every day. But after a while, you know, it'd be like, oh, we're eating in downtown Raleigh every day, it's raining outside, where do we go? There were so many challenges, and like our fire alarm didn't work because it was connected to the church. Things would just not work, and there were so many fire alarms and so many fire trucks that one day we had to have class out in Moore Square for about 2 hours, and then freshman year have school for like, I want to say it was a month, because our boiler broke or blew up or the pipes froze over, I don't know, because it got so cold. Like, they actually had to send us home one day because the building got so cold. In the summer, you brought your personal fans and the windows were open, and sometimes we couldn't get them closed. Some days it was just so cold in there. We were literally just like wearing coats the entire day. Just such an experience, and I don't know how to explain it. We just literally went through everything together. Teachers were there, and then sometimes they weren't. It was so rigorous too. Like, it was so much work. But it kind of got to the point where it was like, work, whatever. I'm not gonna do it. Of course, like, we did it. It's one of those things where it's like, I'm fine. Like, I'm not actually stressing. Well, that's kind of how I feel, right? It's like, finals. I'm like, finals. Everything's gonna be okay. Why worry? Why stress? Which is definitely not like great, because I'm stressing, but I handle it in such a different way now. I'm like, midterms, whatever. I guess if you just put that many artists and creative people in a small area, only so much can go wrong, and everything that could go wrong did, but it just built the experience. Like, I wouldn't take probably any of it back. Our PE class was basically us just running laps around Moore Square and like homeless people. So we had like the free period, which was called Flex. Senior year, it was just this big room, which was the instrumental room. By that point, we had gotten an instrumental department, and there were just instruments like everywhere. And like, we didn't have desks. We'd have like chairs and fold out tables, and we would, all 40 of us would just like sit on the floor with our iPads, and we're all just like huddled around each other in like little circles, like little areas, go over to each other, be like, do you know this math problem? Or like, what'd you do for English homework? Long Leaf was just so, it's so weird because I graduated only 6 months ago, and now I'm like done with my first semester of college, and like, that's really so cool. Like I'm an adult now, right? Like, I don't know how to explain that. My voice is getting high, like I'm getting defensive, amazed. Like, I just graduated, and I haven't seen these people, and it's so weird not seeing these people, and I keep thinking I'm gonna see these people, and I'm not. Like, I was walking around campus the other day, and I kept thinking I saw people and my old teachers, and I was like, that's not them, and I would just get like kind of sad, and like, I don't think anyone from high school, like a regular public high school, would like get that. I would be like, hey, and I'd be like, no, that's not you, and like, I think I miss them way more than I give myself credit for, and if any of you see this, hi, I miss you, I do, and I'm sorry if I was really mean to you towards the end of the year. Senioritis really gets to you, man, and life is so crazy, and we all just took so many different walks of life, and like, we experienced each other like that. Like, I don't think I'm ever gonna meet anyone who knows me as well as they do. And the first semester, they say, is the hardest, and I think there's a lot to reflect back on that. So, I see my cup there, which is a camera lens, and I put tea in it, or like hot drinks or something, and see, everyone is like, why are you holding your camera lens? I'm not! It's for hot drinks. I don't know. I just don't know. Okay, I'm gonna end it now.